Hi, my name is Menge, a fourth year pharmacy student at the University of Iowa. I wanted to start by thanking everybody for the opportunity for the Hart Entrepreneurial program. And I also wanted to go ahead and apologize for any technological problems that are appearing, any glare. It's at night over here, and I'm trying to put this video together. But in general, I wanted to take a few minutes to go over some of the questions to describe my business idea or product. So the first question was describe the market or the target audience for your business product or idea. My market or target audience is going to be patients who are interested in health coaching. But when it comes to health coaching, I narrow it down to any patient who's struggling with eating disorders, especially emotional eating. And some of these patients also may be struggling with depression, anxiety, and any mental health problem that's not well treated or that's not well treated with prescription medication. On top of that, they've tried various things to help with managing their mental health problems or depression or anxiety, such as cognitive behavioral therapy, seeing other therapists, and any other recommendation that has been recommended for them and that's not working appropriately for them. That's going to be my major target audience. So, a little bit about my business idea is that I'm going to be having a holistic approach. So, in a holistic perspective, I view the person as a complete being rather than an individual who may have an unresolved challenge. So, what I'll do is that when we view this person from this holistic view, then we view all the possible contribution to their current state. This is where I dive deep into the social determinants of health. What is the environment like? What is causing all of this mental health problems and eating disorder or addiction to be taking place for and possibly not prescription medication is working for them. So once we figure out what the problem is, then we are better able to put a comprehensive resolution to better help the patient. So it's going to be a holistic approach on top of the prescription medication that they're taking, on top of the cognitive behavioral therapy. We're not going to be replacing any of that. We're just adding this on in addition to what they're already having. So how much do people spend on a product like mine, like the health coaching? So approximately people spend about you know a, it's estimated about 210.5 billion dollars that's being spent totally on an economic burden when it comes to major depression problems. And on top of that, when it comes to eating disorders, patients may end up having obesity and other weight problems. And, you know, down the line, they may be having other chronic diseases that are upcoming. So, which is going to cost them a lot of money in addition to cost, co- costing the government a lot of money as well. So then approximately 6 to 7% of full-time US workers also are experiencing major depression problems in the past year. So on top of that, for every dollar that's spent, major depression has a direct cost has a direct cost of for every $1 spent direct cost on major depression and other problems, there's an additional 1.90 that's spent on related indirect costs. So as we can see, um, there's the need to address these problems. So is the market growing or changing in any way? Yes, the market is growing when it comes to health coaching. It's a small niche that started not too long ago, and now there's a lot of various health professionals that are getting in because of its advantage of they're able to better work one-on-one with a patient to be able to help them achieve their health goals. In general, holistically, They're able to see other areas in their lives that's lacking and able to advise them. More like a life coaching process that's going to help the patient navigate through some of the current situations they are in and eventually helping them on a bigger scope. Are there any current vendors or products available in their market? Yes, there are. There are psychiatric doctors who are prescribing medications. Other doctors also, nurse practitioners and various personnels. And then there's therapy that's being provided. So when all of those fail, that's when the patient comes to a health and wellness center like the one that I'm planning to open, and we holistically view the patient and try to help them navigate through the problem that they're going through and eventually helping them solve the problem that they're facing and help them reach their health goals and in general their life goals. So how did I conceive this idea? This is an interesting question because I personally suffered from depression and anxiety. And on top of that, I noticed that I was beginning to get addicted to, you know, um, other things, especially food, and possibly, I would say, honestly, alcohol. And over time, assessing myself, I began realizing that my grades and my general life began deteriorating. So, on seeing a doctor, they prescribed a prescription medications for me, which I took diligently. But over time, it felt like that was not working, and my doctor recommended that they wanted to add another prescription medication for me. And on top of that, as a pharmacy student, I asked my doctor, like, when am I going to get off these medications? So it was a little bit of a challenging time for me because I just did not want to be on that prescription medication. At the same time, I saw the effect of them, but really, it wasn't getting me to the point that I wanted to be. I wanted to feel free in order for me to live my best life. And even though those prescription medications were helping, I wasn't getting, I wasn't there yet. So I went on a quest to actually figure out ways of helping myself solve my problem. At that time, I was, I got to a point that I was on academic probation. I couldn't keep my job, and my life in general was just deteriorating. So I went online and started doing my own personal research. And on doing my personal research, I stumbled upon the product. So now the signature product that I'm going to be putting together to help my patients and my clients to help them solve the problem. So it worked for me over time. I saw the full effect, and how I measured how these things work was how well was I able to, how well was my coping mechanisms, and on top of that, everything in general, such as as I said, my coping mechanisms became better when it came to my own personal problems, and also my grades began getting better because I began, becoming a better person, being a better version of myself. So that's how I conceived um, this idea. So I've always wanted to be a health coach. So looking at health coach holistically, I wanted to work with specific patients who can relate to my own personal story. So describe the progress that I've made in the business idea or the products that I'm making today. So I've been working on my product on this business idea since 2018. But prior to that, I've always wanted to have my own health and wellness center as a health coach. So all of these things, all of this idea became better conceived after triumphing, like after having victory over my own personal problems relating to depression, anxiety, and you know, um, addiction to food and other, you know, addiction to food and alcohol. So I've been working on this product since 2018, I would say, just really fully diving into it. And I've spent a lot of money doing my own personal research, paying influencers and gurus and teachers online, trying to search and find more information on how to better myself. So putting all that together is going to be the product, the signature product that I'm going to be putting together to help my patients. So how have I done my research or customer validation? So I've been working with my family members and friends. When they come to me with a problem, I try to apply these ideas with them. And it seems to work. Eventually, they come about telling me, "Oh my goodness, how did you do this?" Could they send other friends to come to me so that I can help them, not walk them through the problem that they're having presently. And it ended up being a really good thing that I see it work on them. I've seen it work on myself, and I want to take this on a bigger scale to help other people. So how do I intend to spend the money and the funds that I will be awarded? First of all, I'd like to do more research on customer validation. I want to work with patients who are willing to work with me at the beginning so then I can gather more information to fully dive deep and see how this signature product is working for them. And then I would like to open up a health and wellness center where I will be practicing working with patients holistically to help them with any problems that they're facing and any resolutions that they want to achieve and attain from this specific health and wellness center. Within the health and wellness center, I'm looking at having a meditation, generally alternative medicines as an approach to my holistic recommendations to patients. For instance, having yoga, acupuncture, meditation, workshops to teach people various topics and ideas, one on one, if I could hire other health professionals such as therapists to work with these patients, but in addition to that, include this proprietary product to help the patient expedite the process of achieving their own goals, health wise and in life in general. I will be happy to talk to all of you in person, but thank you so much for this opportunity, and I look forward to hearing from you. Thank you.